Hey everyone, gonna do an update on feeders. I've just about bred all the feeders that I want to use, figured out the best way that works for me. So I'm gonna do an update. This is my coffin that I built, 8 foot long, 2 feet wide. I built it because of the winter months here are too cold, and I need the ability to keep the heat up, and I got a lot of feeders, so that's what I built this case. You lift the lid on it. So here we go. Here's all my feeders that I use for my teas and the lizards. I got a little heater in here in the corner, little space heater that I bought at like Walmart for, I don't know, like $9, and it just runs. It keeps this temperature in here at right around 90 degrees. So this is my dubia here in the middle. They're doing really well. Got oranges in there. I throw some carrots and stuff in there. There's water, and then you can just see the ground up cat food and dog food on the ground. But there's quite a few dubia in here. So they're doing pretty good, breeding fast. You want it, they'll breed pretty quick if you leave them alone. Keep them in the dark, keep them warm. Anything above 80, but you get up into the 90-degree range, and they start breeding a lot quicker. Okay. I talked on one of my videos. I'd inform you guys how to do crickets. What works best for me. I've tried a lot of methods. This method works best for me. This cage here's my cricket cage. You can see I got like toilet paper rolls for them to climb on. Let me open it up here. Okay, so what I got is those 2 containers there are full of substrate, and I just keep them moist. I mist it every single day, sometimes morning and night, but if I do it, you know, it has to be done at least every day. So I keep that substrate moist. Got some water. That substrate's where they're gonna lay their eggs, and they'll only do it if it's moist. They won't do it in the dry. So twice a day is, you know, I try to do, but I don't always have time in the morning. This is just a stick with a piece of paper towel wrapped around it, and I mist that, so they got a lot of moisture. They got places to drink, and then some crushed up or ground up dog food and cat food that's there in the bottom for them to eat. So I leave those 2 containers in there probably about a month. That's what I did this last time. It worked pretty good. So I leave them in there a month, and then I'll take those 2 containers out and put them in this. Okay, so I put those 2 containers in there. Again, I mist those morning and night, and now I'm starting to get baby crickets. So we'll see if you can, I mean, they're tiny. They're gonna look like dots running around. Those little dots on that, see them in that's dog food right there, ground up dog food. But all those little dots are baby crickets. So that paper towel that I got in between them is what I moist for them to drink off of. So that'll give them something to drink. I just spray that when I mist these 2 things, and they're starting to hatch. And that was pretty quick. They started to hatch maybe within probably 2 weeks. I started seeing them come out of there. So those are starting to work pretty good. Okay. The other things is mealworms, and my mealworms and my superworms. Mealworms are pretty easy. Just put a whole bunch in there with ground up oatmeal and stuff. You don't have to put anything in there for moisture. And then when they start to pupate, I know I've showed this on some of my other videos. You know, you put them in a container, and then they turn into beetles. Put them in there with a piece of celery so they have something to get moisture and stuff off of. Okay. But the big one I was surprised with, I just started with mealworms just recently. But the big one I was surprised with was the superworms. Okay. So the superworms, you got to put them in these containers individually. Wait till they pupate and then turn into the beetle. And then once they turn into the beetle, you put them in another container right here. Okay. So this is the first batch I did. I did this mid-August. It's now December 9th. Okay. So I did this in August. You can see I still got beetles. Okay. So they didn't die off as fast as I was hoping. Let me dig down in here and see if we can find the worms. Oh wait, this one's not my first batch. That's why we can't find worms. Okay, that was my second batch. No worms in that yet. This is my first batch. This one was done in August. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, see, I still got beetles alive. And let's see if I can find them. They're tiny. They're just now starting to appear. And if I can start finding some, there's one. There's one little guy right there, crawled in there. So the superworms are now starting to appear. They're really tiny. They're a lot smaller than, see that guy there? You know, they're just barely starting to get born. So if you guys are thinking about doing superworms, breeding your own superworms, remember, you're going to have time. It's going to take time before you start seeing some that you can use. So I've got 2 batches into. I started this in August. I got 2 containers full of beetles now. I got another batch of superworms that are still worms. They're not pupated yet, and I haven't had any that I can use for feeders yet. So plan on a lot of time, quite a few months before you start getting superworms that you're able to feed. So that's my update. There it is, worms, crickets, and dubia. All pretty easy. The fastest turnaround you're going to have is with the dubia and the crickets, though, by far. So keep that in mind when you're looking at breeding some insects for your critters. Okay? Hope that was helpful. Have any questions or anything like that? I'll always try to get back to you. Thanks.